Shalom. Shalom. All praises due to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honest, elect apostles, bishops, elders at Great Millstone, and well. Shalom to like Ak out there doing this work of sincerity and truth and not for vain glory in season out of season. Okay, so I just want to bring out a couple of scriptures. All right. On the Richmond. Richmond, which are the wicked elite international banking small hats. Okay. All right. Rothschilds, Oppenheimers, Bilderbergs, Gettys, DuPont, all these international rich banking families. Okay. You know, and how, you know, you're going to lose your riches. Okay. And, the way you got your riches was completely wicked. Okay. It was by wickedness. And, so let's get right to it. Just want to bring out a couple of scriptures on it. James, the 5th chapter. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Seeing that to pop up. Okay. James, the 5th chapter and the 1st verse. It says, "Go to now, ye rich men." Now the rich men are talking about the wicked elite, international banking small hats. Okay. All right. So this is who it's talking about, because they got the shekels, man. They got the shekels. They got all the gold, they got all the silver, they got all the riches of the earth. The dew of heaven. They got the riches, man. They own all the oil. The world is basically given into their hands. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Okay. All right. Job, the 9th chapter and the 24th verse. All right. It says, "Go to now, ye rich men." All right. It says, "Weep and howl, for your miseries that shall come upon you." Weep and howl means when Israel finally get their hands on Esau, man. Okay. Because that's who the rich men are. The rich men is talking about Esau. Okay. All right. The international banking small hats. Specifically those Edomites. Okay. All right. So when Israel get through Yahweh Shai, of course, from the order and power of Yahweh, the Most High, and through his son, Yahweh Shai, when he comes back to get his kingdom, guess what? The Israelite men are going to be ruling right under him, man. Okay. And they going to be, Yahweh Shai going to get his hands on them. And then the rest of the men of the nation of Israel going to get their hands on the wicked elite. Okay. In the kingdom of heaven, man. That's why it says, "Weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you." Because guess what? They're going right into slavery, man. They're going to go right into slavery. Okay. All right. It says, "Your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and your silver is cankered." Means what? How they got their riches. Okay. They got their riches wickedly. They got it ill-gotten gain. Okay. They got it through bloodshed. Okay. They got it through robbery. Okay. They got it through deceit. Okay. That's how they got their riches, man. That's how Esau gets his riches. He doesn't work hard to get his riches. He doesn't deal fairly. Well, let me deal with this person fair and just and righteous. No, he gets it through bloodshed and robbery and deceit. Okay. All right. Because he came over here to the land of the Americas, North, South, and Central America. Okay. He brought you so-called Negroes, West Indians, and Haitians over here to this side of the earth in the Americas and in the Caribbean. Okay. All right. And North and Central South America. Okay. You know, so he got it through bloodshed. He got it through robbery. He got it through deceit and lies. Okay. How many peace treaties did he make with the North American Indians? And he broke them all. You see what I'm saying? You know, even to the same very day, it says your gold and your silver is cankered. Yeah. Even through the same very day, they do deceit, and they do it through robbery. You know, they go to these other countries and put central banks in these other countries and loan all these countries all this money, knowing the countries can't ever pay them back. So now they own your country. I'm talking about the international elite banking small hats, man. This is what they do. Now they own your land. They create wars. They put puppet leaders in these countries, man, to make profit, to make money, all through deceit and lies. Okay? And bloodshed. Okay? This is talking about you small international banking families, man. Small hats. Okay? And this is how you got your riches. And guess what? You're going to howl and weep for the miseries that shall come upon you. When Yahweh Shai comes to get his kingdom, guess what? You're going right into slavery, man. Okay? All right? Under the nation of Israel, under Yahweh Shai and the nation of Israel. The men of the nation of Israel, which are the men of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right? You're the Israelites. That's going to have Esau, the so-called white man, in slavery. The international banking small hats. Banking family small hats. All right? All right, so just want to bring out another scripture. It's just one more. Let's go to the Apocrypha. Okay. Let's go to the book of Ecclesiasticus. All right. Which is the book of Sirach. Okay. 10th chapter and then 8th verse. Okay. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit. See, so this is talking about Esau here, man. It's talking about the so-called white man. All right. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Ain't that something? All right. So all the riches that the international banking small hat families have is going to go right. It's going to go right to the nation of Israel, to Yahweh Shai and the nation of Israel, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. The kingdom, the rulership is going to be translated from Esau to Jacob. Esau is the so-called white man. Jacob is the so-called black man. Okay? All right? Okay? Yeah, man. So, you know, and Esau is one race of people, which is all you so-called white people, men, women, and children. And Jacob is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, because Jacob had 12 sons, which is the 12 tribes of Israel, which became the 12 tribes of Israel, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. You know, and there's many other scriptures that go into it. You go to Psalms 149 and 8th verse. Matter of fact, yeah, let me get it. All the miseries, you shall howl and weep for all the miseries that shall come upon you. Well, yeah. Yep. Psalms 149 and 8th chapter. All right. excuse me, Psalms 149. Psalms 149th chapter and the 8th verse. All right. It says, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. There you go, man. You know, that's why they're going to howl and weep. Because they are the kings of the earth. You know, the international banking families, small hats, they're kings of the earth. Rothschilds and DuPonts and Bilderbergs and Oppenheimers and all that. Yeah, they're kings of the earth. Now, this is also talking about all the other heathen nations as well. Okay. You know, like so-called Chinese, Japanese, East Indians, Polynesians, so forth. Arabs, so-called Africans, you know. But yeah, that's what's going to happen. You know, to all of them. You know, but I'm specifically talking about Esau. International banking families, you know. Because they're like kings in the earth, man. They make the rules. They got all the shekels. Okay. You know. They have the power to murder. They have the power to do all kind of things, man. You know, to make the stock market go up or go down, to make it fluctuate. You know, so they're kings on the earth, man. Okay. But with that, I hope you've been edified. Shalom.